Okay, in this video I want to show you what it's like doing a 2-minute study. I have my drawing board. If I back off a bit here, you can see I have my drawing board flat on the table. Have my objects in front of me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the camera up so that it's looking straight down on the board, on the drawing board, so you'll be able to see what I'm doing. You won't be able to see the still life, but you'll be able to see what I'm doing on the paper here. And an important connection I want you to make, important piece of understanding I want you to get here, is that as I'm drawing, I'm looking. I'm drawing, I'm looking at the still life. I'm drawing, I'm looking at the still life. If you were taking this class with me face to face, you would be hearing me say that a lot. Look at the model. Look at the objects as you draw. Look often at the objects as you draw, that kind of a thing. So, what I want to do here is, in the first minute, I want to attempt to capture everything in the still life. I've got these 3 objects. Scissors are relatively complex, but I'm going to try to do it in a minute or so, just again very lightly. I want to stress that also, because you want to be able to make changes. So I don't have a timer going, but you could certainly try to time me and check the times on the video and see if I'm able to do this in about a minute. I'd prefer to do it under a minute, but we're going to try a minute or so. So I'm going to begin right about now, starting with the box. I see long lines. One of the things I do to keep a good pace here is I just extend lines longer than I need to. That's okay. I can still create very clear points from which to draw. So I'm looking at the box and I'm making marks in response to what I see as best as I can. And again, notice how I'm drawing through, or I'm extending lines, actually, is what I mean. Now, what I'll do next, I think I'll go over to the jug, and we're going to place it right about here. It's so big. You know, I'm looking as I draw. I'm trying to keep my marks very light. It's okay if they're a little broken. You know, loose like that is good, because this is about speed at this moment. That not to be rushed, but to have a good pace is one way that I put it. Now the scissors are happening probably right about here. I'll probably hit in a minute here, really close, and we'll just draw through. It's more like that. This scissor handle over here kind of comes across this way. Okay, so stop right there, and maybe that was about a minute. So what I want you to do in the second minute is I want you to just take a moment and look at the drawing, look at the still life, and compare the two. All right, look at the drawing, look at the still life, compare the two. See if there's any major difference between the two. In other words, if you want to call them boo-boos or errors, that's fine, or call them adjustments. So what I can see right now is that in my still life, I'm noticing that I've placed the jug way too low. That's a big difference that I can use the second minute in the study to do. And if you can do that in this exercise, then that's exactly what I want. So the second minute's going to look something like this. I'm pausing. I'm evaluating. I see a change that needs to be made. This jug needs to come higher, so I'm going to make my second estimate again. This is all intuitive. And now I'm going to draw a little bit darker. I'm going to draw a little bit darker, and I want to be able to see these corrections over my initial estimates. So you should be able to see it standing out. The corrected version should be able to stand out to you visually, or to anybody looking at the drawing should understand that, oh, the darker, thicker lines are the ones that the artist wanted me to look at. So there, I've spent probably about a minute making a change. And that's how this assignment should work. First minute, very loosely lay everything out. Second minute, pause and evaluate. Is there a major change you see? Make the change and make your marks a little bit darker than what came before. And that's the 2 minute. That's the 2 minute drawing, the 2 minute study.